Hello everyone, Catweazle here. Welcome to Eldritch Horror, Nephren-Ka. And here we are, just before we start the action phase. Just a quick reminder of where everybody is. We have Joe Diamond, who's our first player, he's here. Our second player is Monterey Jack, who's at the pyramids. Our third player is Harvey Walters, who's at Arkham. And our final player is Samson, who is here in Dallas, Space 6. So that's where we are. We're all ready to go. So let's get straight on with the action phase. And here we are with Joe. The first thing he's going to do in San Francisco is he's going to get himself a train ticket. Yep, but he's not going to have it long, because his second action is to move to Space 5, and then he's going to spend his train ticket and he's going to join Harvey over in Arkham. Okay, after Joe, it is going to be Monterey Jack. And here we are with Monty. First thing Monty's going to do is he's going to move to the Egyptian sideboard. Now, the pyramids is connected to that sideboard by a local path. So if you remember, that means it won't cost him an action. But we're a bit stuffed about what we can do. Before we do that, the only sort of opportunity we're going to have to do anything else is now. Because I'm thinking of taking him to the bent pyramid, which has got a monster. Therefore, what I'm going to do is he's going to pick up for his first action a focus. So he's got one focus, he's got that now, and now he is going to move to the sideboard. Here he is on the sideboard. Now he can still move around. He's moved along one local path to the pyramids, and now he's going to use this second local path to go to the bent pyramid. And that's the end of his sort of free movement now, his use of local paths. So obviously he wouldn't be able to get a focus or anything now because there's a monster there. So here he is with Fire Vampire. He's going to try and deal with that in the encounter phase. So that's it for Monterey Jack's movement and actions. So next up is Harvey Walters. And here we are with Harvey in Arkham. Now the first thing that Harvey is going to do is he's going to use his special action, which is another investigator on your space improves one skill of his choice if your value for that skill is equal to or higher than his. Now Joe's on his space, and Joe is going to get an increase in law. So we're going to put his law up by 1. The reason for that is it's because of the cultists. All the cultists in this particular game, the cultists of Nephren-Ka, we have to fight them with law. So let's get somebody who's got fantastic law, and that is going to be Joe Diamond. So there's his +1 token, but that is now going to turn into a +2 token. How's it going to do that? Well, Joe has got a passive ability, and his passive ability is once per round, when you improve a skill, you improve one other skill of your choice, and he's going to improve the same one again. So he's at his maximum. He can't get it any better than +2. So he's got it up to 4. So he's got a really good chance if we can get him over to the pyramids and that Egyptian sideboard in order to kill some cultists. And that's what we want him to do. So that was the first action for Harvey. His second action is he is going to use his ancient tome. So it's an item relic tome. Action, you study the words of a long dead language and test law. So his law's 3. Get ourselves 3 dice. Come on, son. Oh, 1 success, just. So you got 1 success, which is excellent. And let's see what he can do. You may spend 1 sanity to gain 1 clue, 1 spell, or 1 task unique asset. Well, he's going to spend 1 sanity to get 1 clue. So we're going to get a clue. pick one randomly. There we go. So he's now got a clue. Excellent. So that is the end of Harvey Walters' action phase. And finally we have Hank Samson. And Hank's still in shot, so we may as well do it here. What's Hank going to do? Well, Hank is going to join the party in Arkham. So he's going to come across, he's going to move, he's going to travel for his first action, and then for his second action, he's going to get himself a ship ticket. So Hank's now got a ship ticket. What we're looking to do with Hank is, I think, next turn, Hank can spend his time killing monsters. It's what he's good at. So why don't we, with that ship ticket, get ourselves down to Buenos Aires, kill that ghoul, and have a go at the expedition. So that's what he's going to do. That's his plan going forwards. Right, next up is the encounter phase. And our first investigator is Joe. And here he is in Arkham. So he's going to use the Americas deck. So let's give it a quick shuffle. It's the first time we used it. And let's flick it over. Arkham. The Arkham Advertiser ran an expose on cult activity. You hope to stealthily look through the reporter's notes. Test observation. Okay, what's his observation? His observation is a fabulous 4. And he gets 4 successes. Man, he's like, this is why he's a private investigator, baby. Right, so he's got that. If you pass, you spot a repeated arcane phrase. Gain 1 incantation spell. Fantastic. So we'll discard that. And we shall have a look for an incantation spell. Let's press this into usage. So we'll pick them off the bottom until we get an incantation spell. Wither. Straight up. Fantastic. Just what we need. And he's got loads of lore now, thanks to Harvey Walters and his own special passive ability. So he's now got a Wither spell, incantation. When resolving a combat encounter, you may test lore. That's what he wants to do anyway. If you pass, gain +3 strength during that encounter, then flip this card. But I don't think the +3 strength would help against cultists. So what we might do is we might give this to Harvey. Yep. Because what Joe wants is pure lore. He just wants lore, man. That's how he wants to kill things like cultists. But we'll have a think about that. At least he's got a nice spell. So well done. Next up, it's over to Egypt. Let's have a look what's going on at the Bent Pyramid. And here we are at the Bent Pyramid with Monty. So before he can do anything, he has to deal with this horrible fire vampire. So let's have a look. So first of all, he's got to make a will check for the horror. So it's will -1. He's got a will of 2, so he's going to have 1 die. And he passed. Fabulous. So he only, but it is 2. So he does lose 1 sanity, which is unfortunate. That puts him down to 4. Next up, he has the combat check. Now his strength is 4. He does have a bullwhip, but he can't use that because the fire vampire is physically resistant. So he's got 4 dice. But he does have a re-roll from his bullwhip. That does count. And what else? He also has a focus token. Whoop, 1 fell out. So he got 2 successes, so he has actually killed it. But what we have to do now is we're going to use that re-roll from the bullwhip, because if you can see, it's got 3 hearts on it. So we need 3 successes to avoid losing the stamina. So we may as well use the re-roll. And yes, he passes. So he got 3 hits. We have killed the fire vampire. That goes back in the bag. Coolness. Now, because we've got no monsters left, this means he can have an encounter. So he's going to have an encounter on the red for the bent pyramid, which is the Egyptian deck, which is here. So let's just give it a quick shuffle. Quick cut. Let's see what we have. Let's see if we can get it to focus. The bent pyramid. 5 gems rest on pillars, but 6th pillar sits empty. You search the room for a missing stone. Test observation. So his observation is 3, I think. It is. Come on, Monty. Oh, 5 just. So he's past that. And that means if you pass, the gems grant you a vision of the future. Gain 1 task, unique asset. Okay. 1 task, unique asset, it is. Just here. So can we see that? So these are the unique assets. In fact, I'm just going to have to pull them off the bottom here, aren't I? This way. Sealing the old ones is a task. Prayer, task. What is it? Oh yeah, it's just a task. So the first one was fine. So we got sealing the old ones. Let's have a read. When you pass a lore test while resolving a spell effect, you may discard that spell after resolving its effects to place 1 Eldritch token on this card. Then you may flip this card. Okay, right, keep that. Let's just check. You've got to check these because it's always like task asset, task unique asset. They stick 1 extra word in and it's very easy, like just to skip across. 1 task unique asset. So you get unique asset and it's a task. So this baby's fine. It was the first one I picked. Cool. I'll have to give these another shuffle now, seeing as I looked through the next to last one. Alright, there we go. Quick shuffle. Rest can go back on there. And we'll put this task over on Monty's player tray. Then next up, we'll be back to Arkham, and it'll be Harvey Walters. And here we are, back in Arkham with the rest of the boys. Next up, it is Harvey Walters. So it's a America's encounter for Arkham. I've already shuffled the deck, so let's have a look. Arkham. One of the stained glass windows in the South Church features an angel reading strange runes from a scroll. The runes look familiar to you. Test law. His law is 3, so that's 3 dice for Harvey. And he gets a 6 and passes. Good lad. Excellent stuff. Right, so let's read. Whoops, pick everything up. If you pass, gain 1 incantation spell. Woohoo! Right, so let's get the spell deck out. Right, here's the spell deck. We'll do it. I've took it out of the holder. It's a bit of a pain doing it out of the holder. Right, so we need an incantation spell. Conjuration. Ritual. Voice of Ra is a glamour. Feed the Mind is a ritual. That'd have been a nice one. And clairvoyance. Incantation. Woo! During the encounter phase, you may test law. If you pass, you may choose to encounter a clue as if you are on its space, ignoring monsters on that space. Then flip this card. Brilliant! Fantastic! That's what we need. Something to generate clues. Brilliant stuff. There you go, Harvey. Top man. Top man. Well done. Right, so that's Harvey. Who's next? It is Samson. So we may as well stay here. Let's pick the deck up if we can. There we go. Put that to the back. So it's the next one. Okay, Hank, come on. Arkham. The police ask you to examine a book they seized in a recent arrest. Test law. If you pass, gain 1 incantation spell. Oh, I shouldn't have read that, but test law. He's only got 1 die. Ugh. Whoop. Come on, son. A 1. Rubbish. Didn't get it anyway. Didn't matter. Right. Okay, so what's the fail condition? There wasn't much chance of him passing, really, was there? Oh, pick up. Come on. Right. Picked it up. Okay. If you fail, the text proves to be an indecipherable mess of disturbing images. Lose 1 sanity and gain hallucinations condition. Well, that's nice. Right. Loses 1 sanity. That puts him down to 3. And then we get hallucinations condition. That's madness, isn't it? I think. Where's madness? There. Here's the madness ones. Right. Hallucinations we want. What's amnesia? What's despair? Paranoia. Amnesia. 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 Hallucinations. Madness. When you perform a rest action, you may roll 1 die. On a 5 or a 6, discard this card. Test will. On a reckoning, test will. If you fail, flip this card. Okay. Groovy. Right, that's it for Samson. He's our final player. So next up, it's the Mythos phase. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the main board. And yes, it's the laugh and chuckle phase. Let's find out the bad news. Alright, so here we go. So, first card. Ooh, we've got a reckoning card. Right. So, first thing we've got is Omen Trap movement, which isn't good. Because we have a blue constellation gate at the Nile. So, move the Omen Trap round. We have an open gate on the Nile. It's blue constellation. So we go down to 11 on the Doom. Then we have Reckoning. Ah, my favourite part. Right, so first of all, it's monsters. So we've got a ghoul and we've got a leng spider. Fortunately, the only monster we had with a Reckoning was the fire vampire. And Monty saw to get him rid of that. So that's pretty cool. So there's no monsters. Next, it's the Ancient One. Let's have a look at Nephren-Ka. Each investigator may move 1 space toward the bent pyramid. Then each investigator that did not move loses 1 sanity. So it doesn't say. I assume that means anywhere. It doesn't say just the Egypt board. So I think we've all got to move, man. So Monty doesn't have to move, so he's going to lose a sanity, isn't he? Because he didn't move, because he's already at the bent pyramid. I think that's a bit, not so sure about that one, but not so sure he should lose a sanity if he's already there. But that's the way it's worded, so he's lost a sanity, he's down to 3. The other 2 chaps, 3 chaps, well, they're all getting a free trip to London. So that isn't so bad. I suppose it does. It's one of those cases here where getting moved to London isn't too bad. They've all stuck together. It doesn't affect our future plans that much, but I imagine it's a real pain if you're on a specific place and you want to stay there. And I suppose that's the idea of it, really. This particular time, it's worked a bit in our favour. I don't mind one of these. For example, I don't mind Harvey staying in London to generate clues, for example. He's essentially got a free move to somewhere where I wanted him to go eventually anyway. And again, it's worked out for Joe because we wanted to get Joe down to the pyramids, so free move. And the only person it hasn't worked for is Hank, because we did want Hank to go down here and deal with the expedition. We'll have a bit of a think what to do, but he does have a ship ticket. Right, so that's that reckoning on Nephren-Ka, and that's it for the ancient one. So let's have a look at the rest of the card. We spawn a gate. So here's the gate stack. What do we get? Oh, it's got to be, it will be on the sideboard. Cairo. But fortunately it's a green comet, so that's not so bad. We haven't got a green comet coming up for a bit. So I'll put this on the sideboard. Cairo has a gate, and if you get a gate, it means you get the tentacle bag out. Let's have a root around. And we have a wraith. Sorry, a wraith, which has got a... We've got to read the back. When this monster is spawned, the lead investigator gains a curse condition. Oh, I hate this. I hate Wraiths in Arkham Horror, and I now hate them in this game. Oh, what a bloody thing to get. So poor old Joe is now cursed. But he got it during, he won't have to, what's the word? He won't have to deal with it during this reckoning. If the curse, here they are, here's the curse cards. So, cursed. Now it has got a reckoning on it, but because it came out, because this happened in the reckoning phase, we don't have to do it this particular reckoning. It's, what's the word? Because it was concurrent, we don't have to do it. So, put that over there. Bloody raids. Ah! Right, so that's a load of crap. Next up, I've just noticed as well the bloody tentacles on this card. That's never good. With each new discovery, there is always some secret behind it. You begin to suspect that the greatest threat to you is a true understanding of what darkness is. Well, that's cheery. Unimaginable horror. Well, brilliant. Event. Shuffle the Mythos deck. Then draw and resolve another Mythos card without resolving that card's Advance the Omen icon. Advance the Omen icon if it has one. If this is the last card of the Mythos deck, investigators lose the game. Well, fortunately it's the first one. Shuffle the Mythos deck. Do a shuffle the whole Mythos deck, because that just puts everything to cock. Or do a shuffle the Mythos deck, because they're all different. I keep them separate. Hang on, let's have a think. Hello, I'm back. I couldn't find a sort of ruling on it. So what I'm going to have to do is like do it myself. So taking it that this is the Mythos deck. This is just what it is. We've made it up. So we've got to shuffle it. So everything gets shuffled. So stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, they all get shuffled together, man. Which is good in a way. This is why I was loath to do it without checking, because them first 4 cards were pretty grim. This gives us a chance of putting those rumours all over the place. It is bad in one respect, because we're doing we're losing a Mythos card. Once we get to the end of this deck, then that's it, baby. It's all over. So here we go. Do that. We'll shuffle it, and we pick another one out, which is a green one. Woohoo! Except we've now got 2 open gates. But at least it's a nice one. So, Omen movement. We don't do the Omen movement, remember? Says, without resolving that card's Advance the Omen icon if it has one. We do have a Monster Surge. So, let's have a look at the little card. And the little card says we get 2 monsters on each gate. No! Right. So we're going to end up with 6 monsters. Ever get the feeling this game's going to end early? I think so. So first one, this will go on Cairo. No, it'll go on the Nile because that was the first one we got originally. So Star Spawn goes on the Nile. That looks nice. A deep one goes on Cairo. The next one goes on the Nile and it is... ooh, occultist, brilliant. And the next one is a rat thing, which is also a real git. And that goes on to Cairo. How horrendous. Right, so... like Kingsport all over again, this baby. Oh, we do get 2 clues as well. So, where to put the clues? Put them here. The first one goes on to Space 17, which is Bombay or Mumbai. Well, 1926 it'd be Mumbai. Sorry, Bombay. And this one is... ooh, the Bent Pyramid. A bit of luck. A tiny sliver of luck. So that's right next to Monty, which is good on the sideboard. Right, so we've done all that. In the sacred houses around the world, a small candle burns next to newspaper clippings of your exploits. We haven't done anything yet. Stories of your struggle get passed from city to city. Your work has not gone unseen. Righteous calling. Each investigator may spend 1 clue to gain 1 boon condition. Oh, right. Is that worth it? Yeah. Yes, it is. So Harvey Walters is spending his clue and he's getting a boon condition. Woohoo! So discard that. And let's find a boon condition. Right, oh, and he's blessed. Brilliant stuff. Right. Okay. So that is the end, but we have lost 2 of these have gone. Don't really know what stage we are now in the Mythos because we had to shuffle the whole deck. So we'll discard those. Hello, it's me again. I missed something out, didn't I? Just realised during the editing. Right, what I missed out was, while I was doing the reckonings, before we got to the real horror of that first Mythos card, I forgot to do the reckonings for possessions and conditions. Now, nobody had a possession that had a reckoning, but we did have Hank Samson, who'd got his hallucination condition. The other 2 conditions we got, the blessing and the cursed card for Joe, and the blessing for Harvey, we got those as part of the actual Mythos, so they don't count because we got them at the same time. So, but the one that we did have when the reckoning started was Hank and his hallucination condition. So we've got to roll for it. So, get rid of that. Boink. So, what it says on here, let's have a look. We've got a test will. If we fail, we flip this card. Right, his will is 3, so we get 3 dice. Go on, Hank. He gets 2 6s. Thank God. Thank God for that. So we got away with that. So, apologies, I did forget all about that. I just got carried away by the extreme horror of that first Mythos card. So, he's still got his hallucination condition, but at least it did not go off. Okay, back to editing. Right, quick turn review. What happened there? Well, it was horrible. We were going all right until the end there. That was a really, really nasty first Mythos card to get, and we've had to spend another Mythos card. Slivers of good luck. We didn't have to move the Omen again, I suppose. That was good. And we got Harvey Walters blessed. That was pretty good. Bad news is our prospective cultist fighter, Joe Diamond, is now cursed. So we're going to have to wait till the next reckoning phase to see if we can get rid of it. Monterey's got a clue that's come up right next to him, so that's not too bad. But we have now we've got 2 open gates, both on the sideboard, and they've got 4 monsters guarding them, and they don't look very nice monsters at that. Some movement to London that was very nice for free. The only person that's put out a bit is Hank. The other 2, that's fine. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, a bit grim, really. It was pretty good that Monterey got his Sealing the Old Ones unique asset task. He killed the fire vampire. That was good. It was pretty good that Joe Diamond's got now up to 4 lore thanks to Harvey and his own passive ability. That's good. We got a few spells. We got Wither and we got Clairvoyance, which is excellent. The only thing is, like, that Mythos phase put a bit of a dampener on it all, really. Not too bad. If we're going to have a really bad Mythos phase, you know, have it at the first one. But I still don't like it. What we're going to do next turn? Well, I think Harvey and Joe are going to do the same thing. He'll get one of his skills up by 2. They'll do that again. I think Harvey will try and stay in London. Generate some clues. He'll do the thing where he tries to get he'll try and generate another clue for himself, and don't know what to do with Hank now. He's nowhere near bloody nowhere near Buenos Aires now. That's thrown us out. Perhaps if actually, yeah, he can get to the pyramids. He can travel to Rome, use his boat ticket and get to the pyramids. So he'll do that. He might even try and test influence, see if he can get some out of the reserve and then travel to the pyramids. So yeah, he can get to the pyramids. That's pretty cool. So that wasn't so bad. We're going to keep Joe and Harvey together. We just want to improve skills a bit more first. So they can perhaps, well, Harvey can definitely rest. After losing so much sanity. He's down to 5, so let's get him some sanity back. And Joe's fine, really, so he can get a focus, I suppose. Get a focus, and he can perhaps try to get something out of the reserve too. Monterey. Well, Monterey's at the Bent Pyramid. He can get himself another focus, I think. Otherwise, there's not much for him to do. He can stay there and try and get that clue on a research encounter, I think. Yep, he'll try and do that. I don't like the fact we've got a load of monsters knocking around. But I do like the fact we've got a monster killer in Hank Samson who can now get to the pyramids very quickly because he's got a lot of monsters to kill down in Cairo and at the Nile River, and I've got a feeling he's going to have to start getting cracking and starting thinning those out. Right, okay, any other ideas, please put them in the comments below. What a crappy turn! Damn it! Mythos phases! Yep, so that's it for turn 1 of Eldritch Horror, Nephren-Ka. I hope you join me for turn 2. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for all the comments and the subscriptions and all the tips and ideas, etc. so on and so forth. Thank you very much. But now, until next time, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.